Growing questions about that shooting involving federal agents in Stanislaus County. The family of the man injured claims they are not getting any updates on his condition. The sheriff's office has not updated us since saying he was in critical condition, and that was 24 hours ago. Thanks for joining us at 4. I'm Curtis Meng.
I'm Lisa Gonzalez. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement claims Carlos Mendoza Hernandez is undocumented and a gang member who is wanted for questioning in a murder in El Salvador. His family spoke today.
He's very loving dad. We do have a daughter together. She's gonna turn 2 years in 2 months. And my daughter is Carlos Love.
KCRA 3 first showed you this video we obtained from a witness of the shooting yesterday morning. Take a look on the right side of the screen. ICE says its agents attempted to stop Hernandez and Patterson off I-5, and you see the car back up there, and agents are in front of the car, and agents pull out their weapons. The car drives forward over the median into oncoming traffic.
An attorney who says he is representing Hernandez is not talking about his immigration status, but says he is not a gang member and acknowledges he was acquitted for a homicide in El Salvador. KCRA 3's Maricela de la Cruz has the family side of the story.
Curtis, Lisa, Carlos's partner and his attorney tells us the story is more complicated than what ICE initially said. In a press conference this morning, they said Carlos Mendoza Hernandez has not had any criminal encounters in the U.S. since moving here around 2019 or 2020. They first believed yesterday's incident with ICE could have been a case of mistaken identity, but this morning they learned Mendoza Hernandez was previously accused of murder in El Salvador and was acquitted in October of 2019. His attorney says because of that, there should not be an active warrant for his arrest in El Salvador. We also heard from Carlos's partner for the first time, who says she was surprised about the information ICE released and who still hasn't received an update on her fiance's condition. Mendoza's attorney criticizes how ICE agents handled the targeted operation.
This had been done right, it would have been done in a much more calm way. This was not a reason to take somebody down like they're a horrible person, because they've had no criminal encounters here.
I think the main part that I want to share is that he's a good dad. He's a hardworking person. His family is also asking for questions at this moment. I cannot share anything because I don't even have that information. And the part that I don't appreciate is that there's no one contacting me.
We reached out to ICE for clarification surrounding Mendoza Hernandez, whether they were aware of any active warrants for Hernandez in El Salvador, if they had any documentation or evidence supporting their claim that he is affiliated with the 18th Street Gang, and whether they were aware that Mendoza Hernandez had been acquitted of murder in 2019. They did not answer any of our questions.
All right, a couple questions come to mind here, but curious if the partner even knew anything about this murder situation that happened in El Salvador and the acquittal before this. And then do we know, what do we know about his immigration status in this country?
Yeah, Cindy tells me that she was aware because Mendoza told her. Right now, Mendoza's immigration status is not clear. It's not known if he overstayed a visa or entered the country unlawfully. That's something that his attorney says he is still trying to verify on his end.
All right, thank you, Maricela.